Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We're discussing regarding i'tikaf. That's what the discussion we started yesterday. And now it comes to where to perform i'tikaf. So the best of places for i'tikaf is Masjid al-Haram in Makkah al-Mukarramah. Thereafter, the next best is Masjid al-Nabawi in Madinah al-Munawwarah. Thereafter, Bayt al-Maqdis in Masjid al-Aqsa in Palestine and Jerusalem. Thereafter comes the Jami Masjid of one's own hometown. And last but not least, the Masjid nearest to one's home. Imam Abu Hanifa stipulates that the masjid should be one wherein the 5 daily prayers are regularly performed. But Imam Abu Yusuf and Imam Muhammad agree that any masjid acceptable to the Sharia can be entered for i'tikaf. The above applies for males. As for females, they will perform i'tikaf in the prayer room, basically a room that they will set aside for their ibadat and worship in their homes. Where, however, no such place exists, any one room. So one is that sometimes in certain houses they say, okay, this is our salah room. So then you'll go in that salah room and you'll pray. But now the issue is that if there's no such salah room, then in these last days of Ramadan then that will be called the room for i'tikaf. I'tikaf is thus in fact an easier task for women. The domestic duties can be performed by other females under her supervision, and the ladies in i'tikaf will remain in a section of her own house, is spiritually rewarded for it. It is unfortunate that, in spite of this relative ease, many ladies are deprived of the blessings of i'tikaf. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu ta'ala reports that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam once performed i'tikaf in a tent inside the masjid, and this was done for the first 10 days of Ramadan. Thereafter, he extended it to the middle 10 days. Thereafter, he put his head out of the tent and said, "Verily, in search of Laylatul Qadr, did I perform i'tikaf for the first 10 days, and I extended it to the next 10 days for the same purpose." When I was told that this night is in the last 10 days, then I was told that this night is in the last 10 days. So those with me should continue their i'tikaf. I had indeed been shown that night and then made to forget. I have been indeed shown that night and then made to forget which night it should be. And verily did I see myself prostrating to Allah with my forehead in mud on the morning after that night. Thereafter seek Laylatul Qadr among the last 10 nights. Seek it among the odd ones. Abu Sa'id radiallahu ta'ala says, the same night it rained. The roof of the masjid leaked, and I saw Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam performing sujood in muddy clay, and that was the morning of the 21st night. It used to be the general practice of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam to perform i'tikaf in Ramadan. At times he used to remain in the mosque the whole month. And during the last year of his life, he was in i'tikaf for 20 days. I'tikaf for that period. From the above hadith, it can be deduced that the major object of i'tikaf is what better man can remain in ibadah or to remain in ibadah time. Rewarded in to the remembrance of Allah. He set no limit in exerting himself. He himself remained awake throughout the night and set the examples of waking up his family for the same purpose. Aisha radiallahu anha reports, during the last 10 days of Ramadan, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam tied his lungi tightly about him, staying awake all night and waking his family for the purpose of ibadah. Now, tying his lungi tight means that he set no limits, in exerting himself in ibadah, or it shows that he was completely avoiding all intimacy with his wives during this period. May Allah Ta'ala grant us that ability that we will be able to also be blessed with Laylatul Qadr. So it's important. Laylatul Qadr is not the 27th only. MashaAllah, many of us like to think that Laylatul Qadr is 27th and that's it. But you're supposed to search for it in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And from the last 10 nights of Ramadan, we understand that there's even more probability in the last 10 odd nights. So the 21st, 23rd, 25th, 27th, 29th. And as we learn from the hadith just now, that Nabi said that Abu Sa'id al-Khudri says that, he saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, experiencing what he saw, what Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam had witnessed in the dream on the 21st night. So again, his study can start from the 21st night. MashaAllah is good. If you can't do anything, at least the 27th night you do ibadat. But still, in these last 10 nights, we try. There's no specific ibadat. There's no specific act of worship. Important thing firstly is to stay away from sin, stay away from all types of wrongdoings, and then whatever you wish you can do. Probably engage in some type of salah, and some type of dua, tilawat of Quran, and any other thing. The important thing is to stay away from sin. May Allah Ta'ala grant us the understanding.